Prakash, Priyanka. Priyanka, you are also giving interviews, right? Priyanka? Be ready to unmute, okay? We will do question answer kind of thing. Okay. So I will ask one by one question and you have to answer, okay? According to your experience. So it's not like you have to answer everything. Whatever your experience is there, according to that, you should answer. Fine. Prakash, what is data binding?
It's data binding is nothing but we can communicate with the component to HTML or a HTML to component. We have a types of data binding, so one-way data binding and the two-way data binding. So in the one-way data binding, we can use the we can show the data by using the interpolation, and also we have the event binding. By using the click function, we can use the event binding. So and in the two-way data binding, we use the NG model to communicate with HTML to component or component to HTML. So these are the types of data binding.
Aishwarya, how you will answer this?
Data binding is a way of passing data between components, like unrelated components. It is a type of two-way data binding. So data passes from the view to the component and the component to the view. So for that we use ng model, and for ng model to work we need to import forms module. So this is how data binding works.
See, your experience is Aishwarya?
7 years.
Right. So what you said earlier, you use two different components in your answer.
Yeah,
So that was wrong, right? Data binding has nothing to do with two components. It's HTML and .ts. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Amir, will you try?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, data binding is a mechanism that connects components class with its template.
What else? That's it. Explain properly now.
Yes, there is two types of data binding in Angular. One is on a one-way, and that is on a two-way binding. One-way data binding is come up with property and event binding, and second one is coming with the ng model, that is two-way binding from view to HTML.
Okay. See, now we have seen three answers: Prakash, Aishwarya, and Amir. Simple. Keep it very simple. Okay. In the that we say ki in question only there is answer. Data binding. Okay. So data binding is a way by which we can bind whatever the data we have in .ts into HTML, right? That is nothing but data binding. So there are two ways of data binding: one-way data binding and two-way data binding. One way from .ts to HTML, interpolation and property binding. From HTML to .ts, that is event binding. The flow also. And if you want to achieve the synchronization between HTML.ts, .ts, HTML, we have to go for a two-way data binding. That is using ng model directly. Now tell me, how was my answer? It should be that exact. Okay? Yeah. Prakash, at your level, it is very okay.
Yeah,
because 0 to 3 years experience, 0 to 4 years, it is very okay. But Aishwarya and Amit, this is what answer you should deliver after 6 or 7 plus years. Correct?
Okay.
Or no?
Okay. Yes.
Right? Because see, I am also developer like you. I am not like architect or something. I am also like you, but just my teaching skill is like that. But otherwise that I am also developer like you. If you ask about, that Shashi, the guy who had taken the NGRS, his knowledge is 100% more than me. Okay. We will try one session. We will ask him one topic to explain. See how he explained, and then you check my explanation for the same topic. Then you will understand he has so many, he has that logic, means he has that knowledge. But when it comes to explaining, you might not be able to understand what he is explaining. Sometimes I don't understand what he is trying to say. So it based on your knowledge also. Okay. So according to the Prakash, his experience is 3 to 4 years. He has given the perfect answer. But Aishwarya and Amir, right? So you have to give it like that. It should properly decorate your years of experience. Clear, Aishwarya? How you have to give?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Ganpat, what is services in Angular?
Service is basically used to communicate between the components. It is a common way, like that can be shared across component to share the data.
Okay. Priyanka and Karthik, what is service in Angular?
Service is a class which we can route our business logic cells, and we can perform our HTTP request, client request.
Okay. Priyanka?
Yes, services are basically whenever we want to share the data among with all components, we uses the services. Services has a providing root, means it's a singleton which enables to use the all functions or any HTTP API calls to all over in the Angular application.
Okay. Amir and Aishwarya, quickly.
Shall I say answer?
Yes, Prasan. Go ahead.
Normally, services are used for the common, like we want to share the service data amongst all the components. We can write it in one service. Those services we can call inject into the multiple components.
Right? See, everyone knows services. Okay, what are the why do we need the service? Right? See, sharing data among the different component, right? That is the most common use. Then API call function we can keep. Then utility function. The code which you are going to need means your programming code, right? .ts code which you are going to need in multiple component. So instead of writing that code again and again, we can move it to a single common place, that is services, right? So a proper definition will be service is just another class where we can keep our reusable code, reusable functions. Normally API call function, we use service for passing data between different components. How do we use that? By using subject, by using behavior subject, right? We can create a normal variable also, and there also you can store the data, correct? So these are the use cases of service. We can move the code which is not doing any UI manipulation. We can move that code into service. Okay. Component should be only focused to do UI manipulation. So apart from that, any other function is there which is not directly connected with your UI modification, that code you can move it to your service. Clear? This is everything you need to put it out there when someone asks you services. Okay. Prakash, what is routing?
Routing, which is a mechanism which is used to navigate from one component to another component.
Okay. Aishwarya, routing. What is routing?
Yeah, when we want to navigate from one page to another page, then we have to make use of routing. So for routing, we need to import router modules, and in that we get access to using router modules, we get access to the app routes. So in the app routing, we specify the name of the component with the path of the component that we need to navigate. Yeah, that's it.
Routing is a feature in the Angular which means the navigate from pages to pages, and there is a router model. We use the router outlet and
both of you, from where you read this answer?
Hmm.
Router model. We don't need to say this.
Okay.
Aishwarya, do we need to really mention router module?
No,
Yeah.
actually, then it will be one liner, na? That's why just adding some lines. Because
Vasant?
one
Yeah.
liner also not looks good.
Vasant?
Yeah, the routing mechanism is going to is good navigate between different components. Then these routes we have to define in the in the routing array. In the routing array, if we declare it, those we have to using with the router outlet, we have to access into the using with the router link, we have to access into the components. How to we have to declare it.
Okay. Number, what is routing in Angular?
Routing is used to navigate between the components
See,
based on the URL.
got it. Wait. See, if Prakash is answering that, it's okay. But Aishwarya, Ganpat, Priyanka, what is your experience?
It's
Priyanka, your
it's
experience?
four.
Four, no? Okay. So, Aishwarya and Ganpat, you should not answer like that. Your answer should be like, what do we say, holistic picture, overall answer you should look like, right? Prakash and Priyanka are saying like, yes, routing, with the help of routing, you are able to navigate from one component to another component. That is totally true. But when you are answering, you should answer like, as Angular is a single page application, to achieve page-based navigation, like from one page to navigate to another page, from one component to navigate to another page. To achieve this, we need routing library in Angular. So by default, routing library is included in Angular framework. This is what you start. Okay. Then you can say, yeah, we have to create the route in your app route.ts. Route object contains path and the component, right? We can create default route, we can create wildcard route like that, and remaining things based on sometimes you expand your answer, sometimes you limit your answer. But if someone asking you, okay, what is routing? So as Angular is a single page application, to achieve multiple page based navigation look and feel behavior, we need to depend on the routing. Make sense, Aishwarya?
Yes.
Right? Ganpat, understood?
Yes.
This answer you should deliver because your experience is more. Okay? Now signal. What is signal? Aishwarya?
Yeah, Signal is a reactive way of storing variables, which was introduced in Angular 21. Reactive way
No.
means
Signal.
that,
When do we get signal?
yeah, since Angular 21 we got
No.
signals. Sorry, 16.
Ah.
16. Yeah, in Angular 16 we got signal, which is a reactive way of storing variables. So means whenever earlier we used to use change detection was earlier we used to use Zone.js for change detection, but by Signal, whenever the signal value changes, automatically we get the notification. So we prefer signals over normal variables since Angular version 16. And there are different types of signals like linked signal, computed signal. Yeah.
What else? Only link. Only two signals are there, no? Computed and link only, no? Correct?
Computed effects.
Which one?
Writable signals also there.
Your voice is
Writable signal is saying.
writable means basic signal. So writable, computed, and the link signal. Okay.
Yeah.
What is signal?
Signal has been introduced in Angular 16, so it is a reactive way of using the state of a particular. It is used
Way
to
of handling the data, you can say. Okay. Just
So,
like
yeah,
you can compare it with RxJS, okay, how we can store the data in RxJS. Or alternative to that, we can do the same thing with Signal. Okay. Now they are asking question like, will Signal replace RxJS? Will it replace RxJS?
No.
No.
They are asking this question. Will Signal replace RxJS? Aishwarya, Ganpat.
No, actually. Like we need to use them combine like RxJS operators with Signal.
Right? Because Signal has some limited use case. We are just storing state into it. That state will change. But RxJS has so many things, right? So many different operators are there. So many different use cases are there. Okay. So we have to use both. And you have to stick to your answer. They will try to confuse you. No. RHS is nothing but signal only, but no, we have to stick to our answer. Okay, fine. Difference between template and the reactive form. Vasant?
Templates are like a simple operations we can do for the templates. That is the one actually. We have to write the logic like validations we have to do in the form side. While coming for the reactive forms, we have to do with the that is for the we have to do for any perform in the complex and dynamic forms. We have to use it for the reactive form, and we have to use it validations. We have to include in the TypeScript side actually. We can write it in TypeScript and also perform the better validations using reactive form.
Ash, difference between template and the reactive form.
Samik?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Natash.
template and reactive forms were both used for the forms. So template driven forms we have to use in the like simple forms, for example, login, sign up, like that. We are handling the validation in the HTML pages only. When we have the more complex and dynamic form to handle, we have to use the reactive forms.
I'm
So
asking difference. What is the difference between these two? Right? These are the
yeah,
use cases you are saying. What is the difference between template and the reactive?
difference to handle the we have to use the logic in the TypeScript file, the validation part in the TypeScript file for the reactive forms. So we have to use the validation inside the HTML. We use the template tool.
Priyanka, template and the reactive form difference.
Template form basically we mostly write in the HTML, and for the reactive form we mostly we use the TypeScript file, and for the reactive forms we use the forms module, reactive forms module, and for the template forms we only need the required and ng module. And template forms are we use for the simple forms, and whenever any dynamic or large form comes, then we use the reactive forms.
Is there something we can do with template and we cannot do with reactive, or vice
Engine
versa
model.
also?
From the template, we have to go for the forms model. Like here, directories we can use for the reactive
No, no,
like
no.
form group.
Listen,
For
listen.
binding we use the
No, no, no.
form
Listen to
form.
my question. Wait. Are you guys able to hear me properly? Mic was very far. My question is there something that we can do in template and we cannot do in reactive, or vice versa?
We can use the
You understood
custom
my
validation.
question?
Yeah.
Is there
But
something that we can do in template and we cannot do in reactive, or reactive we can do and we cannot do it in template?
nothing like that.
Validations.
No, nothing is like that. See, both are form. Okay. What you can do in template, same thing you can do in reactive also. What you can do in reactive, same thing you can do in template also. But in reactive, adding dynamic validation, creating dynamic control is very easy. They have provided by default thing for that. You know, that single to multiple form array. But same thing you can do it in template also. But for that, you have to write the custom code. Okay. There is no definite way to do that. So someone will do by this way, someone will do by that way. But in reactive form, we have form array only. Got it? So we have a controlled environment in reactive form. Okay. Understood?
Yeah.
Ganpat, what will be the difference between template and the reactive form?
The template, like most of the things are handled in the HTML, and the reactive, it is handled in the TypeScript. And the reactive, like it is dynamically we can add controls, which is not possible in template driven.
It is
And
possible in
unit
template. That's why I asked the same question.
Okay.
We cannot add
So it
dynamic controls in template form.
we can, but it will be little complex. So reactive we can, it will be easy.
But you said we cannot, right? So that's not a difference. That's why I asked that question. There is nothing like that you can do in template and you cannot do in reactive and vice versa. Okay. But in reactive form, definite methods are given there. Okay. See, in reactive form, more code will be on the .ts, less code on the HTML. In template, more code is on the HTML, less code on the .ts. Template form supports two-way data binding because it is using ng model. Reactive form doesn't support two-way data binding. Every time we have to write that value changes, right? Whenever you have to react on it. Okay. Reactive form, dynamic validation, dynamic form, single to multiple entity. So whenever you have a complex scenario, you will always go for the reactive form. Okay. When it is very small form and very straightforward, no dynamic validation is no dynamic controls is there, you will go for the template. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Any synchronous asynchronous process will be there in built of the
Synchronous or synchronous means
uh,
validation you are
like
saying? Async
yeah,
validation?
validations part
Yeah, that is in
actually.
the reactive form.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
So one thing, one thing, the
Yeah.
disadvantage of reactive form is Gmail is not working properly, right? As discussed.
Email validation, that pattern, their pattern doesn't work properly. Default, whatever the validation they have now, require validators.email, their pattern, that email validation is not working. We should use pattern only. Okay. What is change detection, Aishwarya?
Yeah, so change detection is the process by which Angular detects changes in all its component, whether it's from starting from the root level component to the child and the subchild level component. So
Okay.
Angular,
Let's say I have an admin component. Okay. In admin component, I have a card component, show more component. In admin component, if I change a variable value, what will happen?
yeah, so it will detect those changes using chain detection, like zone.js will
Which
detect these
component change
changes.
detection will trigger?
The parent component change detection will trigger, like
So not the child one?
no, if the parent one gets trigger, it will pass on that chain detection flow to its child also. So for providing that, we use on push chain detection strategy.
No.
So
My
that
question
it,
is, you have an
yeah.
admin component. In admin component, you have a variable. Okay. And
Hmm.
in that admin component, you are using two child component, card
Yeah.
component and the show more component. In both the component, by default, chain detection is on with default strategy. What will happen
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Yeah, if the admin component changes, both the child component will get
Chain detection
notified.
will also trigger.
Yeah.
Okay. So to avoid that, we disable the chain detection by using on push
On
strategy.
push chain detection strategy. In
How
that,
do we manually change it? Let's say if you have to manually trigger the chain detection, how you will do it?
yeah, so for that we have to use ng do check lifecycle hook,
No.
and sorry, then we have to use chain detection tree, in which
No.
we can
What chain detection tree? What is my
sorry, that
question?
chain detection ref na.
So
Yeah,
nothing
that
is chain
is
detection tree. Okay.
yes, that is chain detection ref. In that we have to use mark for changes in the
Mark for changes or detect change?
sorry, detect change. Yeah, detect
Then
changes.
mark for changes is we saw that, right? We tried that, but we didn't get the answer. In next cycle, it will
Yes.
mark it something.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So,
Change detection ref dot detect changes. We need to use
yes.
that if we want to manually trigger the changes.
Difference between subject and behavior subject. Ganpat?
The difference is like behavior subject returns the previous value, but not the subject.
Behavior subject retains. How can you explain it in the real-time example?
Okay. Suppose I want to use some value right before subscribing. So it will have the previous value. So while defining behavior subject, we have to initialize some value, and that will be used. So that means like whenever we subscribe, right? Like we have the SS.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
How you will explain it with the UI? I'm asking that. Real-time example, I'm asking you. How you will explain it?
Okay, suppose if there is a value which
Hmm.
is already subscribed, and next time, like whenever I subscribe, right, I can get this previous value. But
Again,
how
you
I
are
can
saying the
get,
same thing, vice versa. I'm asking
yeah,
you real-time example.
not sure how to.
Aishwarya, how you will explain subject and behavior subject?
Yeah, so like subject is like multicast way of observable. Like in the observable, we have one-to-one relationships. Subject
Hmm.
will have one-to-many relationships.
Hmm.
Like we can emit one-to-many kind of subscriptions. So
Hmm.
like in real world case scenario, like if there is a YouTube channel and if
Hmm.
the channel uploads a video, then the user will get only the latest video recommendation, that is behavior subject, only the last value is emitted.
Hmm. No. How you will answer that? See,
But yeah.
Shall I say one?
yeah, Hasan, go ahead.
Yeah, that is like the subject behavioral is works like suppose if we want to delete the any notification, we can delete it. Suppose if
Hmm.
all the subscribers is there actually, you want to delete
Hmm.
it, then it will going to delete going to happening actually. So it
Hmm.
will call for next call. It will going to delete if none of is required initial value using with
Hmm.
the subject. While coming for a behavior subject, suppose if I subscribe your YouTube channel, if you
Hmm.
want to unsubscribe,
No,
you
no,
need.
no. You are taking very wrong. I'm asking the real-time example of subject and behavior subject. Okay. See,
Yeah.
now let's say this is a different component. Okay. Now this navbar is coming from a different component. See, navbar is coming from our navbar component,
Okay.
layout component. Okay. And this is our batch component. Two different components are there. Do we have parent to child relationship? No, right?
No, no,
Okay.
there is no
Let's
relation.
say this application supports multiple role. Means you logged in as a one user, but one user can have multiple role also. So here you get the drop down. Or very basic example, that switch mode, dark mode and white mode. Dark mode and normal mode. Everyone has seen that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say here we have a button, dark mode and white mode. If I click on this, dark mode is activated. Okay. Now, whatever the value is emitted or the role change. Okay. Let me quickly show you. This is very basic. Okay. Everyone should know this. At least Aishwarya and Hemant, Ganpat. We have seen this also, na, when we saw that when subject will execute and when behavior subject will execute.
Yeah,
Let's
we
say
have done this.
I might have shown this or the other example. Okay. Now we have a service also. Na? Let me push the code first. See, I'm changing the value over here from navbar from my layout component. Once this value change, okay, we will emit subject and behavior subject also. Both we have created on role change, subject also and behavior subject also. On change of this drop down, we are emitting the value in subject also and behavior subject also. Okay. Now that both the value I am subscribing to my batch component also and dashboard component also. Okay. Now, if I change to guest, my batch component is there. So subject will also execute and behavior subject will also execute. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
You understood, right? In my service, I have created subject also and behavior subject also. Once I change the value, I'm emitting the value in subject also and behavior subject also. And in my batch component, I'm subscribing to that value. So both the subscribe will execute. Yes or no?
Yes.
You have to imagine. I didn't write everything. You are able to imagine it or no?
So
Shall I
once
write?
again,
Wait, let me quickly
Can
write
you
it.
repeat it like
Wait, wait,
scenario?
wait. I will create it. So role, subject, Okay, I created subject, role, behavior. Okay, I created subject also and behavior subject also. Now, this batch service I will inject into my layout component. What is the service name? Batch service inject batch service. Okay. Now, once I change the drop down, I want to emit the value. Okay. So change on role changes. And here I will pass $event. So current value, I will get it over here, right? Everyone knows this dollar change also, right?
Yes. I don't know.
Suddenly, I will show you what that dollar event does. What do we get it over here? Here I'm passing dollar event. What you will get it over here in event? What you will
Type
get it
of
over here?
event and its
All
properties.
the
Like
prototypes.
The prototype event data. Okay. See now. Why the debugger is not? See, whole event data you get. Now event dot target. What it will points to? Your drop down dot value. See, you are able to extract the value. So whatever this value, current selected value you want to emit. So this dot batch service dot role subject dot next. I'm emitting the value in subject also and same in behavior subject also. Okay. So once my drop down changes, I'm emitting the selected value in subject also and behavior subject also. Now this behavior subject and behavior subject, I'm subscribing in my batch component. Subject also I'm subscribing. Behavior subject also I'm subscribing. And same I will subscribe into my dashboard component also. Constructor, I will do that. Okay. I can subscribe in constructor, right? Or do I need ng on it only? Yes or no?
Yes.
I can do this right in constructor.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. See now. Now in my layout component, I have a drop down. Once I'm changing the drop down, I'm emitting the value in subject also and behavior subject also. And both the subject and the behavior subject, I'm subscribing dashboard and in batch also. Okay. See the difference now. Now listen to question properly. Okay. Once I change the drop down, currently I'm in batch component. Okay. Will my subject and behavior subject both subscribe will execute or not in batch component?
Yes, it will get subscribed.
Yes.
Right? Both will get
yes, yes,
subscribed. See,
yes, yes.
Yes.
admin. Subscribe subject got executed. Subject also is receiving the data and behavior subject is also receiving the data. Now I navigated to the dashboard component, which will execute. In dashboard component also both I'm subscribing, which will execute in dashboard component.
Behavior.
Why? That was my question. Okay, how you will explain this? You were saying you were giving me YouTube example. Is YouTube example valid? I was asking you real-time example.
Yeah.
Now tell me why behavior subject will give you the data. See, if I navigate to the dashboard component now.
Because
Just
it's
like
already subscribed
once
to
I
the
available.
See, only behavior subject, empty, then, wait, why empty?
ఇక్కడ అన్నాను
Why we got empty? Page got reloaded?
Hi.
Page got reloaded, I think.
Hello.
Be on mute. Let's use router link.
Oh my. Wait,
Dashboard.
wait, code.
Let's do it one more time. Let's go to the batch page. Okay. I'm changing to guest. So subject got executed. Behavior subject also got executed in batch component. Okay. Now if I go back to the dashboard component, my page is getting reloaded. It will get reload and your UI will application will reload. Empty value we will get. Dashboard. Batches. What's the route name? Batch. Guest 2. Let's go to batches. Navigation is not working. Batch. Okay, see it now. I'm changing to admin. Okay, your subject also got executed and behavior subject also got executed. Array yaar, from dashboard, why it is executing? Hard reload. Admin mode. Okay. Now in batch component, subject got executed and behavior subject also got executed. If I navigate to the dashboard, only behavior subject got executed and it has got the value. Why batch subject didn't get executed in the dashboard component? Why subject didn't get executed and why behavior subject got executed? What's the reason?
Every time it needs a subscribe.
No.
First, admin.
See, when we emitted the value, which component was there? When we changed the drop down, batch component was there, right? And dashboard component loaded after that. So only behavior subject keep the track of the data, who has got the data or not. Subject will only emit the values, and whatever subscribing is there, whatever the subscriptions are there, those who are active at that moment, those only will receive the update. But behavior subject will keep the track of the future subscription also. So this is that example you have to explain. Either this or that toggle, that dark mode or something. Understood? So
Okay.
up to 3 to 4 years, it's okay if you explain theoretical part. But after that, you should explain like this. Aishwarya Ganpat, clear? You should have this kind of a practical code ready in your answer.
Yes.
Interceptor, custom directive, custom pipe, this. You should have practical example. This question should not go with only theoretical part. Because according to your experience, you have to put out there, yeah, I have actually used this. I know how it works actually. So how do you explain the interviewer? By providing the real-time example. Understood? Okay. Clear, Ganpat?
Yeah. So can you explain in one or two line how you will explain this?
See, subject and behavior subject. Both we use to emit the data. Subject, that default value, we don't, subject doesn't need default value, behavior subject needs the default value. When you emit the value in the subject, okay, if your component is loaded onto the DOM at that time, that will only execute. But if your component is loading after some time, so that subject value, it won't be able to get, because when you emitted the value, that receiver was not there, subscription was not there. Okay. But if it was behavior subject, even if your component loaded after some time, still it will be able to get the data, because it keep track of who has got the data and who has not. Subject doesn't keep track of the data. Whoever is currently loaded onto the DOM, it will only send to that. If you are coming after some time, you won't get the data. Simple. Understood? Ganpat, clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. So just like this, have some practical code ready. So even if you are not able to explain it in a theoretical properly, create like this. Let's say you have a multi-user dropdown, right? Once you change the dropdown, you are storing the data in subject and behavior, right? And in every pages, you are going to need that data. So only you will store that in the behavior subject. That's how you explain. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So see, this is very small exercise, but see the difference how you should answer it. Okay. According to your experience, you have to add your practical knowledge also in your answer, not just theoretical. Okay. Prakash, Kajal,
Yes, sir.
clear?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to explain this much, but at least know the basic difference between subject and behavior subject.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
What was the third way? Subject, behavior, subject, and we discussed the third way, right? What was that? Which gives you all the previous values also.
Replace
Replace
subject.
Replace subject. Okay. Okay. Behavior subject will only get you the last value. But let's say two more values got emitted. So replace subject will give you multiple values, whatever the previous values we have. Fine.
Yes.
What else was there? What is view encapsulation in Angular? Who can answer? View encapsulation in Angular.
View
Right.
encapsulation is like adding it is an Angular mechanism in which Angular adds some special attributes to the HTML elements for restricting the style to that component itself only. And there are three types of view encapsulation, like emulated, shadow DOM, and none. So, like in none,
Got it.
view
Got
and
it.
yeah.
Got it. What are the decorators we have? What is decorator and how many types of decorator we have? Ganpat, and I need a clear answer, okay? What is decorator and how many types of decorator we have?
Okay, so we have a class. So to give a meaningful behavior, right, we decorate with at the rate. So this gives a meaningful purpose of that. So for the component, like we have at the rate component, at the right pipe we have at the rate directives. Else we have at the rate ng model. So these are the attribute which defines a meaningful what is it purpose for that class.
Okay. Aishwarya, can you try?
Yeah, decorators are like they provide the special information, like they store the metadata for the component or the service or any other class which we are using. So, like for the component, we use @component decorator. For the service, we use @injectable. For the pipe, we use @pipe.
Well, yeah, got it. That's the definition. What are the different types of decorators we have? Next question, Mike.
Types of decorator.
Class property.
Class property.
Method
What
and
else?
variable.
Method and
fields. Fields. Field.
Parameter.
We have. See, first of all, definition, it is correct, but the metadata word is missing in your both of the answer. Metadata. right? That word should be there in your answer. What are decorator? So decorator add extra information about your class. That is nothing but metadata about the class. It will help Angular to understand what type of that class is. Is it a component? Is it a directive? Is it a class? Is it an injectable? Right? Because in Angular, everything is classes only. But how does Angular know it is a component or it is a directive? That is because of the decorator. We have class decorator, property decorator, method decorator, and injectable decorator. Class decorator at the component, pipe, directive. Method decorator, host listener. Property decorator, input output. And that inject provided in what we do now, that is called as injectable decorator. Clear? Aishwarya, how you should answer? You almost corrected,
Yes.
but that metadata
Yes.
word is very important when you are answering decorator.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Kajal, clear? Decorators?
Yes. Yes.
What is directive, Kajal? Kajal. Kajal, what is directive? Or Karthik?
It changes the behavior of the DOM elements.
Right. What are the types of directive we have? Karthik,
Yeah.
what are the types of directives? Structural and attribute.
Yeah. Structure and attribute.
See, you are a full stack developer, right? You are going to face
Yeah.
what is question only. So you should know it. Okay. Structural directive, attribute directive. You can create your custom directive also, and component is also kind of a directive. 4 types of directives are there. In structural directive, we have ngIf, ng for ng switch. In attribute, we have ng class and ng style. Okay. See, for full stack developer, they won't go very deep, but at least what is question should be there, and you should answer it very confidently. Clear, Karthik?
Okay.
Right? And this is very basic again. It's not very advanced question. Okay.
Yeah.
What else is there? One more interesting question. How do you pass data from one component to another component? Priyanka, how do you pass data from one component to another component?
There are multiple ways. One is the input output, and also we can use the service to pass the data between the components. And view child and view children is also there.
Okay. Vasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vasant.
Yeah, we can pass different ways, like either could with the from the parent to child, we can use it for the input, like from child to parent, we can use the output parameter, and also for you can use with the same way like earlier we discussed either with subject, if there is a relation between the component, then we can use with the subject and behavior subject also, we can pass the
Got it.
data from one component to another component.
Aishwarya.
Yeah, there are multiple ways, like if the components are having parent to child relationship, then we have to use @input and @output. Then second way is like using services or behavior subject or subjects. And third way is like using signals in the latest version. Fourth way is like NGRX, so that we have a shared store in which we can store the data across multiple components globally.
Got it. Okay. So while answering, you have to mention the scenario. If we have parent to child relationship, we can pass the data between two components by using input output or by using view child. If you have parent child relationship. If you don't have parent child relationship, we have to depend on subject or behavior subject or service variable or NGRX store or routing by query parameter. These are the ways. Routing also you should mention.
Yes, yes.
Ganpat, clear?
We can
Everything you
also
should
add
mention.
the,
Yes.
we can also say that local storage data also
Yeah,
we
that
can,
also you can say. But yeah, we can say that.
yeah.
We can say that also. Okay. Fine. So getting the idea ki how you have to answer. See, most of like Prakash and Priyanka, up to your experience, it is very good. But Aishwarya and Ganpat, you need to improve your answer. Okay.
Yes, yes. Can we do this for scenario based also? One session for that?
Yeah, we will do it. Again, some more we will do. Only few only we discussed, right? But I will say
Yes.
ki Aishwarya and Ganpat, those who are having more than 6 years now, you create your own answer for some of the topic. Only some few are custom directive, custom pipe, RxJS something, NGRX something, right? Or dynamic form. So you create your answer proper like that. If for this answer, this is the theory and this is the practical example I will explain. Getting it? Don't limit your answer just to theoretical. You need to provide a practical scenario also.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, what other candidate is going to answer properly. Okay. So you have to make yourself apart from all those guys, right? So your answer should be resemble to your experience. Okay. Fine. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Let's
Yeah.
connect tomorrow then.
Yeah.
And share recording sometime.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So if we have a time, we will just roughly we have to the HTML CSS basic questions.
HTML,
Is it
CSS,
possible?
semantic, non-semantic, and that
Yeah, like what
CSS,
is the pseudo elements like that?
pseudo element. Yeah,
Last time I struggled in the HTML CSS only. We are
Mm.
concentrated only Angular and JavaScript. We
Yeah.
forgot that HTML CSS.
Yeah, I got it. Aishwarya, Ganpat, can anyone will be able to take that HTML CSS question?
Yes, yes. I can take that.
Okay, tomorrow. The most famous one, not everything, like semantic, non-semantic, that display and visibility.
Yes,
Then
yes.
in CSS
Visibility
we have
hidden. Yeah.
position,
Yeah.
pseudo
Flex box.
classes, flex box grid, those questions only. CSS box model, padding and margin difference. Okay, the famous
Yes,
one we will
yes.
take. Plan
Yes,
it.
yes.
Tomorrow we will do it. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
You and Ganpat both you can do it. Fine.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Fine. Then. Chalo, let's
Tomorrow
connect.
will be also same timing or this?
Yeah, after the project session.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Bye.
Thank you.